Welcome to the New York Outlook for Wednesday, the 17th of January 2024. Starting off with the economic calendar, what we can see is that GBP CPI was positive, and thus GBP USD longs were on the cards this morning. And now for the New York session, we've got some retail sales news that's high impact, but not as significant as something like CPI. So if you have any trades open, it's valid to keep them open and then wait for the news release, and depending on the news release, managing the position accordingly. Moving on to the charts, in terms of the 4-hour, what we can see is we essentially started off this morning right around here. Positive GBP CPI news came in and it pushed us to the upside, thus breaking the substructure level. What this does mean for our trading is the fact that from a daily consecutive candle bias, we could only long, and that has played out. But if we look at what this means, essentially we've already moved the daily range for for January, which is between 80 and 90 pips, and we've already covered that range with no potential for short. So our trading is essentially done for today, with our next best option to trade being tomorrow. Potentially, if we see price come back into this 4H OB, which I'm going to mark out right now. So this would be a 4H primary leg OB, and it's based on the fact that it is in a pro-trend unconfirmed scenario, and the leg that we have recently validated is this one, because we have body broken this last 4H OB, so we do have this primary leg to rely on. Again, substructure and internal range liquidity and 4H backing remain key. So in this area, there's absolutely no reason to consider any short or long positions. We can consider long positions once we return back into this OB, and then we can consider short positions tomorrow once we're back inside this OB. Provided that today does indeed close bullish, which is likely to do, it will reset this daily consecutive candle bias that we have, and because of that, it will neutralize our daily bias, meaning we can trade both directions for tomorrow, and then just ensure we're taking into account the relevant red folder news events, which from the looks of it, it's just some red folder employment related USD news, so only impacting the US or New York session for tomorrow. That's pretty much my outlook for today. I don't anticipate any trades developing in the New York session that would fit my trading plan. Perhaps it does yours, but in terms of my trading plan, we've already moved majority of the daily range, and trying to catch continuations, further up based on an assumption of hoping for price to come all the way down here, to me doesn't make sense. So for that reason, I believe it's low probability to expect follow through, especially to make a 1 to 3, which is my ideal risk reward, or rather minimum risk reward for such trades. Obviously my stop loss will try and incorporate the 11% level, so that's not going to work out very well for me, because we're looking for what is this, another almost double the daily range to happen, which is probably unlikely. The other thing is we have to consider London range liquidity, so, and if that's the case and we're waiting for New York open, then we need New York. We essentially, if we're trying to long, I guess we won't need New York red folder news to support a New York low of the day, because the low of the day was created in Asia, which is fine, but we will have to take into consideration London range liquidity, so that's right around here, so entry will be somewhere there. But like I said, the risk reward profile just doesn't make sense. Your only other bet for actually validating this long trade is is on the assumption that we're creating the low of the week, but that doesn't hold, because we're not in a pro-trend confirmed scenario, so it's tough to justify why this level right here is actually going to be an ERL target. Having said all of that, I think I've reached the conclusion of my New York outlook, and we'll chat again for the end of day review, although it's probably going to be a quick one since I don't anticipate much for the New York session.